Hey there. In case you think you're watching the wrong video, don't you worry your pretty little head about it. I know the title of this video is Repotting My Indoor Rose Bush Again, or something like that. And I stand before you over my cast iron skillet in my oven with what might appear to you as 2 pounds of ground beef. And if it does appear that way to you, you would be right. But again, don't worry your pretty little head. I just like to be as productive as I can, and I am going to be repotting my indoor rose bush again in just a moment. But I wanted to get this skillet started and cook up some ground beef because I am hungry. And I use a lot of ground beef in a ton of things I cook at home. But now, before you think I bait and switch you, I'm gonna get back to what this video is really about. I am planning to repot this kind of, I'd say, sickly yellow rose bush yet again. And I want to give you a little backstory on it before I go too far. My name's Ken Tracy. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment here in Appleton, Wisconsin. I moved up here in February. Loved the heck out of my apartment. Had always deferred gardening and decorating to one of my 2 ex-wives. So when I moved in here, it was sparsely decorated. I thought having a few plants, you could see there's a majesty palm there. There is a hibiscus right there. And I have a monstera plant you can see behind me. I wanted to add some color, add some life, give me something to kind of play with and tend to a little bit. So I started accumulating plants around Father's Day. I was at the grocery store and just saw a beautiful, beautiful, it was small at the time. It was, probably half this size, rose bush with yellow flowers all over the place. And I said, wow, it's pretty. It was like 13 bucks. Started growing the flowers after, I don't know, maybe a month, decided that the blooming season was over. But I'm sitting here accumulating plants, had a plant that was still alive, just wasn't flowering, and thought I'd repot it. So I moved it from the, let's see, is that a 6 or an 8-inch? I think that's it. From the pot it came into, which was probably maybe 4.5, 5 inches in diameter, to an 8-inch pot, which you see here, probably in July. And I did a video about that. I want to make it clear, I am not a gardening expert. I probably could use the powers of Google or AI before I do this, but I'm not going to. I enjoy learning by doing, and therefore I'm going to repot this plant from an 8-inch pot, because honestly, it looks a little sickly to me. The leaves are falling, there's like random things growing. It doesn't look symmetrical. It just doesn't look very healthy to me. And it makes me wonder, is it possible that the roots are too big for this pot? And I'm going to say, yes, it's possible. And rather than call a friend or Google or look up artificial intelligence, I'm just gonna go for it. So I was driving home today. I stopped by Fleet Farm. I picked up this 10-inch pot, and I also gathered, I don't know if you'll be able to see, a bunch of small and medium-sized rocks and have lined the bottom with it. I believe that is going to allow me to put some soil on that the bottom layer and not have it all clog up through the drainage holes. So that's what I'm going to start with. I had a pot, and again, I wouldn't say don't try this at home, but you know, take what I'm teaching you with a grain of salt, because I don't overly know what I'm doing. But again, back in June when I started my indoor gardening, I bought some potting mix, Miracle Grow potting mix. Says it feeds up to 6 months, more blooms for more color, grows plants twice as big. I don't know. But either way, I had a little bit left in this bag, and I'm going to put it in the bottom. And what you're supposed to do is when you're repotting a plant, and yes, I wouldn't say I researched it, but I did read the directions on the back of the bag. Let me throw this out. And it says, fill the pot up 1/3 the way. So that's what I'm doing right now. And don't let me forget, I'm cooking some ground beef over there as well. So it starts smoldering or smoking or, I don't know, cooking too fast, and you hear it and I don't, let me know. I'm gonna put a little more of this potting soil in here to get it to where I would guess is roughly 1/3 full. So again, I'm going to have all this wonderful, healthy potting mix that I'm going to be able to put in my closet and have available for future projects. Actually, I'm going to need that again here. But so right now, and I don't know if you can see, I filled the pot up again with about a layer of rocks, small and medium-sized rocks, maybe an inch thick layer. I've added maybe 2-3 inches of this potting mix. And now I have, this is where it can get messy. And this is where it's scary to be doing this on live video a little bit. Somebody's asking if I know much. I don't know if they're asking if I know much about plants or they're saying I know much about plants. But if they're asking, I'm going to say, no, I don't know much about plants, except they grow, they like water and sunlight, most of them. And I'm doing my best in learning on the fly, and I thought maybe it's fun to learn things along with somebody. I think it's so easy for us to, if we want to get in good shape, we look up some guy that's in ridiculously good shape who's doing 1,000 jumping jacks and tells us how to work out. But the guy was probably genetically blessed with a great build. And we're not all genetically blessed or honestly probably super aware or born with green thumbs. So I'm just doing my best as a guy that kind of likes learning on the fly. And I'm just repotting this rose plant as best I can. Again, we've upped the size from an 8-inch pot, purchased today this 10-inch pot. This is where it'd be nice to have a little bit more experience because it's going to probably get messy in a hurry. Notice, for cleanliness, I put a garbage bag on my kitchen table, and I'm just going to see what, oh, it's coming out right nicely. I mean, I'm honestly a little bit worried that the roots hadn't overwhelmed the pot because there's still a lot of dirt which they could have expanded into down below. But rather than fret or worry too much, I'm going to put this plant in here. I'm going to break up that little ball of dirt that we had with all those roots a little bit. And instead of using the potting soil that I had in that bag, I'm going to use this perfectly good potting soil right here to I don't know, put more dirt in the pot, make the plant a little healthier. And I bet, I'm cautiously optimistic, and again, just cautiously optimistic, that this is going to work out just fine. This is going to go just the way it needs to. And again, I have a layer of rocks. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't see it, but like rocks in the bottom of this, because again, I put them in there at the bottom of the pot for drainage. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I'm gonna leave it till I need it again. I'm probably not gonna clean it or anything. And maybe straighten these out a little bit. I think it's important once you repot a plant to water it and make sure the soil's all moist and feeling good. So I'm gonna get a little water. I've deduced from practice that about 2/3 of a coffee with Ken mug is just about perfect. I was using a half before, but now that I'm using a slightly bigger pot, I'm gonna up it to 2/3 of a cup of water. Tempted to put a little more dirt in this pot, but honestly, I don't really see a reason as we need to. And again, I'm not sure. Part of me says I need to prune this, remove all the dead leaves, because they're just, you know, what's left in their lives is soaking up nutrients, or excuse me, absorbing nutrients that would be better utilized on some healthier leaves and branches. But again, I think I'm done. So I've repotted my plant. It's now in a 10-inch pot. It has plenty of room to grow, to have new leaves. And again, I'm not even aware, I'm not sure what the flowering season of rose bushes is, but I'm optimistic that if I keep taking care of this and probably prune it from time to time just to keep it relatively even and not have branches growing in all sorts of funny ways, that I'm optimistic come next spring, early summer, that this is going to bloom some beautiful, beautiful flowers. Or at least that's what I'm hoping. So anyway, I know I probably didn't provide you a heck of a lot of information today. But if anybody out there, I'm twice divorced. I live in an apartment. It doesn't mean you can't garden just because you live in an apartment. You can't learn new things. You can't try and fail or fall down and skin your knee, learning new hobbies. I'm enjoying taking care of the plants I have. I'm hopeful that this rose bush starts looking a little bit healthier now that I put it into a bigger pot. I'm really tempted just to take off this top branch, but I don't think I'm going to do that just yet. I'm going to give it some time. I posted a video today or yesterday about diving in and doing a lot of work on something. There's a time to do work and there's a time to take a step back and let God do the work. And this plant needs time to spread its roots, gather sunlight, absorb water, and grow on its own. But I think what I've done today is good for it. Put some fresh soil, giving it more space to expand, and I'm excited to see what happens. But anyway, I want to thank you so much for joining me today as I repot my indoor rose bush again into a 10-inch pot. And I want to thank you for joining. I hope you follow my page. I hope you have fun with my videos. I know I have a lot of fun doing them. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. It's Monday afternoon. It's a beautiful day here in Appleton, Wisconsin. Hope you are feeling good. Hope you are loving yourself. Hope you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.